All right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube. This is Pastor Dow. I'm coming to you with a metals update since, some of us are concerned about the markets, and we're concerned. We're trying to preserve our dinner table, and we're abreast, and we keep up the signs of the times, and as well as the economy that's not only going on here in the United States, but worldwide. But the global currency war is going to continue to keep escalating over the euro. I think Germany has positioned itself to be the superpower over there when it comes to money, because you have to understand, if you got the money, you got the power. And that's the reason why the United States of America is doing everything it can to go and rape, rob, murder, pillage, loot, and invade sovereign countries. So there's nothing new under the sun. But anyway, I got a news article right here from King World News, coming from the blog, and the headline or the title is London Trader, we are witnessing a historical bottom in gold. Now listen very closely. With many investors worried about the price of gold could head lower, today King World News interviewed a London trader to get his take on the gold market. The source stated, the Chinese have continued to take delivery of both physical gold and silver directly from the ETFs and GLD and SLV. They are going directly to producers. Entities are bypassing the COMEX altogether and going straight to the gold mining companies. Every single month, producers have a certain amount of gold and silver they sell. Normally, they sell it to the bullion banks, and the bullion banks, of course, leverage this gold and sell up to 100 times that in paper markets to control prices. Then it goes on to say, the bullion banks, hold that little bit of physical gold and claim that they are backed up on their position to the CFTC. I have all my large buyers now going to producers and saying to them, look, don't sell it to the bullion banks. We'll buy it from you. So we are buying directly from the producers, and this includes some sovereign entities which do the same thing. We're struggling to get physical out of these guys, quote unquote producers. Because they have so many people banging on their door saying, sell it directly to us. What these buyers are doing is essentially taking gold out of the system, which means the bullion banks can't leverage that gold anymore. See, so Max Keiser is right then. You buy silver, you crash JP Morgan, you crash the whole scene because you're taking it out of the system and it's not being circulated in there anymore. The article goes on to say, so this is a huge dynamic shift that wasn't there before. Now we are working on one thing or another. We're beginning to offer them forward contracts. If you are a sovereign entity, what you are saying to these producers, especially on this new project, is, why don't you sell the gold to me in 12 months? Here's the cash. Just provide it to me in 12 months now. Can you imagine that? These buyers are now cutting off future gold supplies from the bullion banks. Continue reading the London Trader review below. Okay, so it then goes on and says, this is a huge tectonic shift in price dynamics going forward because it is taking price discovery away from the bullion banks, which they don't need it anyway. They're crooks. These large Chinese buyers, sovereign entities, which are doing this, are going to have a massive impact on the markets. It's because China is positioning themselves to be the #1 superpower in the world. They're only doing what wouldn't the United States do it? Would anybody else do it if they had the clout, if they had the pocket? China has deep pockets. Let me see what else they're going to say. Interestingly, so many people are bearish on gold right now and looking for a collapse in the price of gold. They don't understand what's happening in the physical market. Well, we always try to make sure that you understand the difference between the paper market and the physical market. Things today are priced in paper. And, we can buy and sell, we can trade within that paper market right now, but there's coming a time that physical gold and silver, tangible assets in your hand, metals, they're going to be priced based on their worth and their value, which the American world dollar, whoever it is, the New World Order dollar, whatever currency is going to be backed up by. Then this separate entity over here that's called an ETF or a GLD or SLV is going to be backed up by its own worth. which I wouldn't put too much into that anyway. Let me see what's going on. Let me read something. The bullish fundamentals I described to you to have enormous implications. We are making historical bottom right now. The paper gold or virtual gold market has diverged so far from the physical market and is no longer a credible marketplace. Well, we could have told you that a gold ETF and an SLV has never been a credible marketplace. That's why we keep saying, do you have physical? Get physical. All right, and watch this. That's the key that came out of a very important meeting I was in yesterday where we had some serious players. The people I was meeting with are all on the buy side and have been since the lows of last week. There are massive physical orders setting, waiting for any more discounts. And yet, everyone else seems to be short. So, you have a huge fuel for a rally here. Did y'all hear that? You have a huge fuel for a rally here. You have to keep in mind that this recent plunge was orchestrated with borrowed gold, and that borrowed gold is now gone. That's why gold can't go much lower. Any dips in the price will be aggressively purchased. As I said earlier, right now we are witnessing a historical bottom. Well, the London trader previously told KWN on October 21st that China had purchased a massive amount of physical gold, and the lows of October 20th session that marked a dead low for the price of gold in October, and gold rallied roughly 10% in the following 8 trading sessions. Well, again, it does nothing but confirm what I say, Max Keiser says, Jason Up4 says, Street Money 21 says, SGT Bull, echoing all of the people out there who have understanding of what's going on. Now, no, we don't have deep pockets. We're not heavy movers and shakers, but getting still. Can you imagine if only 2% of America is actually hedging themselves and protecting themselves against inflation and protecting themselves against a tyrannical government that's gone mad that thinks that money is actually created out of thin air? Can you imagine when the money fell? And can you imagine when the system collapsed and everything reset? Who's going to be sitting in the driver's seat? Well, it's going to be also us little small fries who don't have deep pockets like sovereign countries like China and them to just go and grab up massive amount of metals. See, you can either continue to keep following the policies of what these pundits are doing here in America, and they deceive you with their financial networks, Fox News, CNN, NBC, and all the rest of these cronies. They want to keep you somehow invested in a sinking ship. Or you can watch these other countries who we keep calling a communist country, but yet and still when I watch and see what's going on according to this internet right here and what's happening to the American people, this more or less resembles a fascist communist country here in America. You forget about that freedom junk. You can throw that mess away. So you got one or two things to do. You can continue to keep staying dumb on purpose. That means ignorant. Sit on the sideline and continue to do nothing. Or you can become proactive. And I understand that a lot of times being proactive is very hard for a lot of people because they've never really exercised, making decisions. We mostly want to stay in the comfort zone. We don't take too many risks because, we've been trained and we've had our mind coerced and manipulated into constantly believing that paper and ironclad coins is money. And we've actually had wealth stolen from us. So every time you buy 1 ounce of silver, every time you buy some silver, you take it out of circulation, and these wicked people can't sit up there and have it backed up 100 times in paper. Isn't that a remarkable and amazing? So I hope that is just encouragement to continue to keep buying because these are lows right now. I know it sounds crazy because here we were a few years ago telling you to buy $15, $12, 15, 18, 19, 20, 22, 25, 30. And so we told you buy. Just keep buying. And you don't have to worry about trying to go out there and have an anxiety attack over how much you should have and stuff. I will tell you this to ease your mind and your conscience, even though you need more than one though. But if you have 1 ounce of silver, you are doing better than 98% of Americans. And that's the truth, and that's the truth straight way. got physical,